Now guys, I got the F30 running. If you watched that last video, you saw it was running pretty fast. Didn't want to shut down. So what I did was, in that video, you can see me come over here, run around the tractor, and try to, push the throttle in and slow it down, and it didn't. And then I run back around the tractor, and I come over here and tried to ground out the magneto, and it didn't ground out. So then you saw me pull the 4 spark plug wires and kill it. And that's how I killed it. So since then, I've actually taken the cover off this magneto, the points cover off of it, and cleaned it up and show you, and so it'll ground out now, so I can actually retard the spark enough that it grounds the points out, and I actually can kill the engine. So if you follow me to the barn, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's our typical International Harvester F4 magneto, and this is your points cover. So you can just pop the points cover off, and if you look down inside it, you can see the points. And you see this little bump right here? This little bump has to ground onto this little tab from your points. And what happens is this tab gets bent, or it gets rusty, gets some gunk in there, and they won't ground out. So what happens is when you have your points cover on and you retard the spark and you push it all the way up, you'll look, you can see that little bump is grounded out on those points. So what I did on the old F30 is I just took this cover off. I undid these 2 screws and this points keeper, took it off, slid it forward. There's a wire that runs from here through here into your condenser, but there's enough room you can pull it forward and turn it around and look at it without having to take the magneto off the tractor. And I just went in there and cleaned it up with a little bitty set of points files, and I bent that little tab from the bottom of the points where it would make a good ground. So that's a pretty easy fix. So the next thing I'm going to look at with that tractor is, why wasn't the throttle working? So there's a couple of things. Since it started so well, it only took me about 10 pulls on that crank to get it to start, so that kind of makes me think that the carburetor's adjusted pretty close. So if you look here at our governor, it's on this side. We have a rod that runs across the front of the block, right behind the radiator, right here. Comes over here, turns 90 degrees, and runs into the carburetor and works the butterfly. So a lot of times this rod won't be connected in here to your carburetor. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the carburetor down, take these 2 nuts off, bolts out, and make sure that everything in here is moving free and it's connected up to the butterfly like it should be. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to come around over here, and I'm going to take the cover off the governor, have a peek inside there, and make sure that the governor weights aren't sticking and everything moves free. So that's the next plan of attack. That way we can get the throttle response that we want. We can idle it down if we want to, idle it up if we need to. Thanks for watching.